Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is AudreyAtuka. I talk about all things in this life. I talk about everything. I like to talk, okay? That's my main thing. Like, I got the gift of gab, so I like to talk. In this video, I'm going to be telling you what you can do to thrive in 2021. Of course, I made one last year, so if you haven't seen that one yet, I'm going to link it up here, or you can check in the description box below to watch that video first. Okay, anyways, let's get into this video. Okay, 2021, if you want to thrive, there are some things that you're going to have to do, because everybody's like, throw away 2020. Throw away 2020. That should be a jam. Throw away 2020. Throw away 2020. 2020 ain't going nowhere. 2020 was just beginning. In the previous video, what I did was I gave you guys, sorry, I was looking for something, but I gave you guys an example of what the year was going to be like. And what I did in that video, hold on, let me find a sheet or something. I want to find a sheet so I can show you guys what I did in that video. Let me do this one. Okay, this is a random shirt, so let's see if this works. So I said that the year 2020 was going to be like somebody taking a thing like this and doing this to the rug. Yeah. So 2020 was just the lifting. Okay, that's what people don't understand. It was just the lifting. It hasn't even done this yet. So 2021 is going to be rough, y'all. If you thought 2020 was rough, 2021 is going to be rough. And what you got to do is, there are a couple things that you can do this year. In that previous video, what I did tell you guys, survival of 2020 was you were going to walk in love. It was one of those major things that people needed to exercise in 2020, was they needed to practice walking in love. Now, that continues. You need to be able to walk in love. You need to be able to process through love, because there's going to be a lot of shenanigans, and there's going to be a lot of tomfoolery. There's going to be a lot of foolishness. There's going to be a lot of stupidity. So you're going to have to be able to walk in love, be able to view life through the lens of grace, gracing other people, extending grace to them. They might not do things the way that you do things. They might not see the world like how you see the world, but be able to have compassion. That's going to be huge, right? Secondly, something that you're really going to have to do this year more than anything else is be able to hear. What does that mean? You're going to have to be able to know how to trust your inner guide. You got to know how to trust intuition. You got to know that you have to know how to trust your gut feeling. If you don't know how to trust your gut feeling, find people that motivate you, or that get you to believe in yourself, or that make you confident in your ability. Get around people that make you feel good. That's one thing that really helps when you're trying to be more intuitive, is getting in the right environments that foster that is really important. If you don't have anybody around you that pushes you to hear better, to trust your senses better, it's going to be a rough ride. 2020 is one of those years where a lot of people are going to be caught off guard in random situations they didn't plan for. So what I'm talking about is like situations that feel like ambush, right? So for example, someone coming to mall or something, someone bombing the mall, and you're randomly shopping at the mall, right? If you are practicing or exercising your ability to be able to trust your senses, it'll tell you something doesn't feel good. Maybe I shouldn't go today. Maybe I should postpone it to another time. It'll let you know. And you gotta be able to trust that voice. You gotta be able to trust that sense. Because there will be a lot of situations where if you don't know how to really trust yourself, you're gonna be in some doo-doo. Okay, so that's another thing to keep in mind, is working on love, working on your perceptions, and trusting your intuition or your senses, or just trusting your gut feeling. You gotta be able to trust it. You gotta be able to hear when you're being told what to do. And hearing is not just audibly, right? Because like sometimes your tummy will feel a certain way, and you're like, oh, I hear you talking to me to eat, right? So sometimes hearing is feelings. It's not necessarily you sensing or like or you hearing audibly, but it's more like feelings, right? Anyways, so that being said, that is that. I foresee a lot of chaos because there's a lot of people that have had time to fester, that have had time to come up with their master evil plans, right? So the year is going to be full of people executing that which they've been pondering on. Like the guy in Nashville that bombed the post offices and stuff like that, or post office in Nashville, he had time. He had time to fester on that thought. He had time to premeditate everything. So there's going to be a lot of executions of premeditated stuff that will cause other people harm. How you deal with that is you've got to trust your senses not to be in weird situations. There's going to be a lot of them. So make sure that you're trusting your senses to rise above that. Now, I'm starting off with all the stuff that I feel like are kind of like the stuff, you know. There's going to be a lot of agendas coming forth this year. A lot of agendas in political arenas, a lot of agendas in financial arenas, and a lot of agendas in science and technology arenas. So you definitely want to keep a lookout. If you're a person that doesn't really like being informed, you're going to have a very hard time. And realize though that even when you are being informed, there are people's perspectives, and you need to hear a well-rounded perspective for you to be able to make up your mind about what you want your life to be. And realize that in the midst of everything, right, you get to decide what your life actually is. You don't have to okay, for example, I can have my mindset be, I can take the vaccine and nothing happens to me. And then I can have someone else that would be like, yo, if I took that vaccine, I know right away I would just be a crippled person, or whatever would happen to me. Well, whatever you wish upon yourself will come upon you. So that's what I mean by you get to decide what your life is going to be. Do I know if the vaccine is going to be mandatory? I don't know. I don't know that stuff, okay? Because things change. Things are going to be changing more frequently. One thing that I'm really excited about in 2021 is what used to take us longer to understand is going to be understood in such a short moment of time. So if you are a person that information is a little bit harder for you to grasp, oh my God, it's going to be so amazing. For those of us that search after information, we are going to be having such a ball, because things that used to take you like 5 minutes to understand takes you a couple seconds. Things that takes you hours to understand takes you minutes. Things that took years to understand now takes hours. It's just a matter of hours. You will understand them. You'd be like, wait, hold on. How come I never understood it before? Now I understand it. It's just because revelation is just being dumped upon us. The veils are so thin between the physical and the spiritual that like you're gonna have the ability to be able to do things quicker, and manifestations are gonna be super duper quick. So you have to be watchful, because your thoughts are gonna manifest quicker than they have in the past, right? So be mindful of that. Another thing that I really want to point out to you guys is a lot of people are going to be having experiences where they're like, oh my God, it was like I was watching myself. That's the only way for me to describe to you guys what that feeling will feel like, is a lot of out-of-body experiences, not just when you're like in a trance or just when you're like sleeping, but daytime out-of-body experiences where it's like, it was almost like I was watching myself, because I was looking at myself, right? So a lot of people are going to have extraterrestrial visitations or activities that are happening around them. And so we're stepping into that time where your perceptions are heightened, your senses are heightened. If you're a person who meditates, you're able to get in there quicker, you're able to relax your body quicker. At the same time, the opposite is also true. You will be more chaotic if that's what you are vibrating to. Now, everybody that felt like, let's throw away 2020 and stuff, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not going anywhere. It's only going to get worse. But for those of you that are programmed to I determine what my life is, regardless of whatever is going on in the world. It's not going to affect me because I get to create my reality, right? So no matter how chaotic the world might be, you still can create the reality that you want for yourself. And you have to be mindful of that. You have to be zealous for that. You have to want that for yourself, right? And how you do that is you reprogram your mind. So this is going to be a very vital year for you to get access to the information that you need to be able to manifest the realities that you want, or you're just going to be tossed around. And I feel so bad for people that were tossed around this year. Like, if you were tossed around mentally, I had a moment there, like during the elections, where I just felt like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. I blocked so many people, unfriended so many people. But I'm like, wait, hold up. Let me think about this for a second. Do you want to be the person that allows for external situations to just bump you around the place? No, I wanted to be a person who gets to determine that for myself. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna work on me. So regardless of your opinions and your religious perspectives or whatever it is, political views or whatever and stuff like that, we can still be friends as long as you're respectful, because I draw the line at respect. So if you respect me, I respect you. We can hear each other out. I'm good. I'm Gucci. But like, if you once you cross that respect line, that's when we gotta like block real quick. But you have to protect your energy, protect your space, protect the environment that you've created for yourself. And that's going to be huge this year. Peace is going to be used. It's going to be huge. Speak English. But you have to learn how to guard your peace. You have to learn how to guard your joy. And you got to learn how to guard your love. Your ability to love is not based on what's happening externally, but it's intrinsic. So you have to look internally and really work on love and really work on honing in on that place of peace, that place of, and a good way to get there is gratitude. Gratitude is going to be really, really helpful. It's going to be a really helpful tool for you to center yourself. That way you're not getting tossed about, but you're protecting your peace. Okay? I'm trying to keep this video really, really short. There's going to be a lot of people that come into money. And if you're a person that just heard me say that and like, how? Then that word was not for you. It was not for you. It is for those that like, yes. If that was your reaction when you heard that, it's for you. If your reaction was like, how? That's probably not for you. But the beauty of it is you can always change your mind to partake in whatever you want to partake in. So there's going to be a lot of people coming into new money. Money is going to be spread around. One of the things that 2020 did for everybody was it evened out the playing field and made everything accessible to everybody. If you're a person that creates content, oh my God, step your game up. It's going to be so much fun out here. There are going to be a lot of new faces that are going to get popular. There are going to be a lot of like new leaders, new faces of leadership that are going to show up in different industries, right? So pay attention to that as well. I foresee religious settings struggling quite a bit. I'm talking about churches, mosques. I'm talking about religious settings, anywhere that there's a gathering or whatever. I foresee 2020 being a year where they will struggle if they don't choose to pivot or choose to find a different way of accessing that which will be put in place. Wow, that was cryptic. Not really. If you understood it, you understood. If you didn't, it wasn't for you. Just move on, okay? So, that being said, I also see a lot of people just falling away from religiosity. Like I said, in 2020, my 2020 video, I talked about how there's going to be a lot of people walking away from the church. And you're going to really see a lot more people just walking away from what is known as the church. They're not going to be walking away from God. They're walking away from the expectations or the religiosity of what religion has become. And you're going to find that a lot more people are embracing truths about themselves that always were. So I'm talking about Christ consciousness being like at an all-time influx. Like there's going to be so much information about Christ consciousness that is about to now flood the earth. Like it's going to be like, wow, why is everybody talking about this? But it's going to be something that everybody's talking about. There's going to be a lot of insight that people are going to have. I foresee a lot of young people, right, beginning to talk about things that God has been revealing to them for a very long time that they haven't shared with anybody. So they're going to start talking about it. You're going to see a lot more young people coming into, it's going to look like wisdom. It's going to be like, how does she know that? How do they know that? How did I get that recipe? How did I get that? How did I get that? How did I get that? But it's going to be just inspiration. There's going to be such a heightened inspiration. One thing that's been happening to me for the past 2 weeks is I've been seeing the number 444 everywhere, on the clock, on my phone. If I text somebody and look at the timestamp, it's like 444. And so I've been trying to really hone in on asking, like, what does that mean? And it pretty much just means that you are protected and you are being divinely directed, right? And so I just want to reassure you that throughout the chaos, throughout everything that's going to be happening, you are divinely directed and you are divinely protected. And so if that is your consciousness throughout the year, nothing harmful will happen to you. You will be thriving in the midst of a storm. What I particularly like about when you trust source, God, universe, whatever, when you trust that God is leading you, there's something that happens. It's like you float above, you like float above the waves, you float above the chaos, you float above, it's kind of like you're just breezing through life without realizing all the stuff that's happening. And that is a possible reality. You just have to change what's happening in here. And a lot of us have learned a lot of crap, especially if you're in the Black community. We've learned such harmful behaviors, such harmful thought patterns, such low self-esteem behaviors. We don't feel inadequate a lot of the times. And so even when we put up a front that we do, a lot of people don't feel adequate to do things. And this is going to be a year where you have to trust that source is leading you, that source has your back, that source got you, if you're going to be able to execute anything that you're going to execute this year. And I see a lot of people stepping out in the business arena with new ideas and new inventions and new aspirations, things that you've put aside for a very long time that you didn't even think that you were going to touch. This is the time that you're going to be stepping out into that because you're being ushered into it right now. So I want you to be very mindful of when inspiration kicks in, when it's time, you will know because you will feel it. And when you feel it, step out on it. Don't just sit down and be like, okay, you know what? Who's going to help me? No one's going to help you, boo-boo. God will send you the right people at the right time, but you got to take that action step. You have to take the first steps. And the first steps are always revealed to you. They always are revealed to you. And this is why I said in the beginning, you have to find someone around you that gets you that helps you be confident in who you are. So when you get the inspirations to do stuff, you have the confidence to walk it out. So if you're not in settings that do that for you, get away from that, because you're not going to be able to do anything new unless you get into new surroundings that encourage you to step out on faith. This is going to be a very intense year of, are you stepping out on faith? Now that's a word. That's a word you could take to the bank right there, because you know I felt that. But are you stepping out on faith? Are you going to trust God that He is leading you? Are you going to step out? Are you going to step out? Or are you going to keep making excuses for why you haven't done that thing, why you haven't loved, why you're not experiencing joy, why you're not loving and thriving in your life? Are you going to keep making excuses, or are you going to step out on faith? And let me tell you something real quick. Faith for me is the assurance. It's just a confidence. It is confidence, right? That God has me. God's got my back, my front and my sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, God has me. He has me so rooted. God is for me. He's not against me. It's confidence that my end is sure. It's confidence that before I even thought about that thing, it was already a reality, because God's not creating in this moment. He already created before He created me. So everything that I am desiring, He put on the inside of me to spring up like seeds at the right time, at the right time, at the right time, at the right time. I have the ability to be able to access the information at the right time, at the right time, at the right time. My ears, they hear because I am intuitive, and God programmed me already. He programmed you already to be able to feel, touch, hear, see, sense. Your feelings are going to be the greatest treasure you have this year. Trust your feelings. Don't listen to any teachings of the past that told you that your feelings aren't accurate. Your feelings are an indication of what you need to work on. Your feelings are an indication of where you're going. If you're excited in your emotion and your feelings, you know you're right on path. If you're discouraged, if you feel debased, if you feel like you just are feeling anxious and all that stuff, then there's something I'm missing, right? I'm missing information somewhere, or maybe I know something that's not serving me, and I gotta reevaluate that thing and work on that thing to get rid of it, because where I'm trying to go, I can't take lack of confidence with me. I can't take low self-esteem with me. I can't take me feeling less than worthy. Right? So you have to come into this place. Oh, I feel that. That was a word for somebody. If you've been feeling like you are less than and you don't have the confidence to be able to do that thing, I'm trying to tell you right now, if you're watching, it's not by coincidence that you're watching me right now. It is a divinely orchestrated thing, because you just have to believe that you have the confidence, because why would God embed you with those ideas if He didn't give you the right tools? And the resources come right one after the other as you need them. They come. You don't got to struggle for nothing. They come. I promise you, they come. So trust, have faith, practice peace, love, joy. Elevate your mind, your body, your will, your emotions. Elevate. Reprogram yourself. Be nice to yourself. More than anything else, be nice to yourself. The true definition of self-love is being kind to yourself. And how do you be kind to yourself? You start by not bullying yourself. Because we're so quick to point out bullying when it's happening outside of ourselves, but we don't even realize that we are our worst enemies when we are the ones bullying ourselves. And so be nice to yourself. Say nice things to yourself. Girl, I look good. Yes. You don't got to tell me. I know I look good. It's okay to do that. And if you're in an environment that they don't allow you to celebrate yourself, girl, move. Boy, listen, king, I need for you to move. I need for you to find a different group of people, because you need to be celebrated. The right environment celebrates you, encourages you, motivates you, uplifts you, ushers you into your greatness, because you were born to be great. You were born great. Period. End of story. So 2021 is about to be fantastic for those of us that will put in the work, right? For those of us that will choose, because love is a choice. Joy is a choice. Peace is a choice. What are you going to choose? Because whatever you're choosing will be your reality. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Share this video with people that need to hear this video. Please share the video and subscribe, because I need to grow my channel. I've been at this. Actually, consistency has been my problem. So that's something that we're going to be working on, is consistency. I love you guys so much. I'm sending out blessings, prosperity, love. I say to you that you are coming into the awareness of who you are in this new season. And this new season, my God, there's going to be a pep in your step, that when you walk through the door, favor goes before you and comes after you. You have strength like no other. So when people are struggling to find strength, you like, boo-boo, I got it, because I know where my strength comes from. Confidence like no other. Confidence in your ability. Confidence in your source. Confidence that you have the right tools. And if you don't have them, it's coming. It's coming. Confidence in your ability to be able to feel, sense, and embrace other people. I just know that we're coming into a higher place of consciousness, a higher place of authority in our own lives, right? We're coming into a place where we recognize that we are now taking accountability for our lives, rather than pointing fingers and saying that person is the reason why I am the way that I am. But rather, we're not victims no more. We can say, you know what? It happened. It's all good. That's cool. I forgive. I'm moving on, and I'm going to do what I got to do, because, you know, I got places to go and places to be and people to see and people to do life with. And so thank you guys so much for for watching to this very point. If you watched this very point, God bless you. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram at AudreyAtuka. Make sure that you add me on Facebook if you want to add me on Facebook. Go ahead and follow my like page. It's at AudreyAtuka on Facebook as well. I love you guys so much. Make sure that you do check the description box below for the link to the 2020 word, because that will continue this year. God bless you guys. I'm praying so much blessings for you guys, and yeah, I think I am done. Bye guys, until next time, take care.